this is my opinion, though.
Yeah.
I don't believe there's any politician that is better than the other. It's like comparing AIDS with herpes or syphilis.
Yeah.
None
All
is
are killer
good.
diseases.
You understand? It's just that sometimes if you're on the right medication, HIV will look normal. It's not like it's good.
Yeah.
Because I'll give you some example. You did mention the 10th under
The 10th
Assembly under Senator Akpabio. But Senator Akpabio was one of the best governors. His reforms in Akwa Ibom,
Uncommon governor. That's
the
what they call
work he
him.
did in Akwa Ibom,
Yeah.
I can argue it was way better than the work Obi did in Anambra. But you see, like I said, a politician will always be a politician. And we talk about Obi. My greatest criticism of Obi, I love him as a person.
Yeah.
I think he's brilliant and all, but I can't divorce him from the fact that he worked hand in hand with Abacha. He was the MD of the National Ports Authority. Under a regime like General Sani Abacha's regime. We know that in this world, the corruption of a country starts at its ports. How can we have this great, fantastic political leader who is a saint today but worked with General Abacha? What are your...
Daddy Freeze, let me make it very clear here. Let me say that as much as a lot of what you will say is right, all politicians are not the same. There is no perfect human being. But the current governor of Abia State is not the same with the current governor of Kogi State. All politicians are not the same. Nigerians have an idea that you may need to look for a saint, but there is corruption even in the Vatican where the Pope is. There is corruption in Mecca where people go as the Holy Land to go and stone the devil at the Mount of Arafat. The issue is, are the characters and competencies of a person pointing to the fact that you can use public office for public good. If you want to check on those bases, Peter Obi, a person like him, has been consistent with his politics from being governor. He made a statement. Peter Obi made a statement publicly and said, I am not a saint, but I'm not a thief. Daddy Freeze, 98% of Nigerian politicians cannot make that statement because they are thieves. Yes. Government in Nigeria is criminality. And look, if you want to really be fair to the person of Peter Obi, of course he could have worked in the Abacha administration, he could have worked, but what has been his track record? What was his wealth before going into public office as a governor? What did he get after? Remember that for the kind of opposition Peter Obi has been, if there was one thing that the government could have had against Peter Obi, he should be in court. The person who succeeded Peter Obi, Chief Wilberforce Obiano, is in the EFCC books questioning for money laundering.
Could it be that Peter Obi already had... Because, you see, there's no way we can divorce this Abacha. You cannot be head of port and then you tell me that I lived... I'm 49 this year. I was in university when Abacha was in power.
Yes.
And I'm aware of what... I'm aware of the... A lot of you might not be aware of the smelling fuel. Do you remember the 6 months of smelling fuel?
No.
I only heard of that.
I witnessed it.
I witnessed
I used to enter inside Danfo and you want to die. And this fuel was imported. It passed somewhere to get into this country.
Yeah.
So, yes, I understand. Ideology for ideology, yes, I understand. But I still worry. Let me put it that way. About his, can I say, romance with the government of Abacha. Maybe if he can draw some clarity, maybe if he can give us some clarity, okay, when I work with General Sani Abacha, this and this, that might just make me switch over to his side.
Okay, because it is important that you interrogate that, because we are going to put the flip side on the other side. Because if not Peter Obi, the other persons and the role they played, from the Third and Fourth Republic up to this point. So we have to put it on a scale and a balance. The role of Peter Obi as at that time and the role of these others leading up till today. You watch the recent interview by Alhaji Sule Lamido, the former governor of Jigawa State, on what the current president allegedly his role throughout the Nadeko and Abacha and Abiola issue.
Absolutely.
Which he has, glorified and even put himself as the center, as a, whatever it is called, a hero of democracy. All we are trying to say is that, can you get leadership that you can hold accountable? Can you get leadership? Because, Daddy Freeze, we will not get St. Peter or St. Paul to become president of Nigeria. The Nigerian that will be president will be amongst the 200 and so million of us that are here. I have a past. You have a past. Is your past nasty, too nasty for you to hold public office? At least within the 8 years that Peter Obi was governor, he has made a case for himself. Do you know that Professor Charles Soludo, the current governor of Anambra State, did not support him in 2023? Even though he ran on his popularity to become governor, he supported the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. He came out with a scathing rebuke of Peter Obi before the elections and said that was just going to be part one. He tested the waters. When he saw the feedback, till today, Professor's solution has not brought part two. He said in that book, in that statement, he said, I am current governor and I have the records. Obi came out and said, whatever records you have, reproduce them. It cannot be that two successive governors can cover up everything now. So even if we don't want to go, or we can't go as far back, of which legitimately you can ask questions about his role, what he did in that administration as a ports authority head. But within the period that now that people have followed, he has come out with a record that what exactly was it, most of the politicians we have, what was their economic or financial stand before they got into public office? What was President Tinubu doing before he became a politician? People in Nigeria, politicians have wealth without enterprise. People go into public office 4 years, become billionaires, and they call them philanthropists. With which person money? You carry state money, they use person money do philanthropy.
No possible.
Then you are going to pocket it. The money you should have used to provide blanket health insurance for all people, you pocket. Then one person go sick, you go give him. He go naked, go stand for beach. They pray for you during election, say make you win. As against what? Please, when we talk about character and competence, I think that a person like Peter Obi, even if I'm not holding his place, have proven anybody that will tell you that I was not withdrawing from my salaries as a governor and I am not taking any pension. The current pension scheme of President Tinubu includes overseas medical treatment for a non-specified number of family members. Have you read the pension scheme of Lagos State governors? Including routine changing of cars, security vehicles, houses in Maitama, in the choice places in Asokoro or Maitama, in Lagos. Have you seen the Lagos State governor's pension bill? The salary of a former governor.
Wait, Lagos State governor?
Yes.
Has a house, or is supposed to have a house.
On your retirement, you are supposed to have a house.
In Abuja.
And Lagos. Go and download them and check. And Obi comes out and tell you that they even gave me land and I wrote a letter to reject. Look, it is not, you cannot get a person as a saint, or you cannot claim to be a perfect person. But when it comes to the character, capacity, and consistency in public office, I think that we should be fair to a person like Peter Obi. We are talking about WAEC certificate of president. We are looking for schoolmates. We just saw Mr. Alex after many years. And so let's be fair and honest with ourselves. Do you know that in 2015 rather, or 2019, I voted Atiku Abubakar and Obi ticket. I have always known that the Buhari issue will be a calamity. APC was headed for destroying Nigeria. It is not, anybody who had any political foresight will know that. Is Alhaji Atiku Abubakar a saint? No. But he's one of the most cosmopolitan Nigerians we have in this country when it comes to politics. He's somebody who can be a friend to any part of the country. And he can be a bridge for you to link the old and new. You cannot get all at once. Get one person that you know can connect you to the generation you want. If you want to wait until a saint come, we may never have it.
I want to bring you, sorry. Just this, because we're talking about Peter Obi, I wanted to land here. I used to be a great Obi supporter. Until I made a statement once and obedience came for me. And that's why I said, I can't deal with this. How can I love the way you respond?
Yes, sir.
You are with a smiling face. You are not condescending. If you are not an obedient, you're a fool. You are an idiot. You are talking facts and figures. You are intelligent and intellectual. Maybe that can bring some people who ran away because of the madness that you say one thing about Obi, you trend for 2 weeks and you know they are coming for you. How can you take this mentality to the people? Let's discuss. We don't have to be enemies. We don't have to support the same party system or the same ideology, but we don't need to throw stones at each other before we can. How do you, because I'm sure you are aware of the antecedents of our brothers and sisters.
You are asking an absolutely beautiful question. It is very, very important because I have my own personal concerns. And especially, I just had to talk about Obi because it came up on this forum. This electoral reform we are talking about, we want to ensure that we do it as Nigerians and not with a partisan coloration. Nigerians have a mindset which is very, very erroneous, that when you love people, you cannot criticize them. Nigerians like to make oracles or demigods out of human beings. Every time I tell obedience when we have discussions, I'm not loyal to, for example, Peter Obi. I'm loyal to your values, the values you hold that I share, of humanity, of integrity, of competence. If you are a thief, I'm not loyal to you. I don't have it. And you are not the only path to a better Nigeria. If you fail to do it, God will raise people. There are Nigerians who have the capacity. But at this point, you can be a vessel that will be used now. But everybody has the right to question. Even Peter Obi does not go against dissent. He will even tell you that if I come to a place and everybody say they love me, I will walk out of it. It is fanatical fans. It is Nigerians who believe that once you question a thing, it is hate or anger. That is where that mindset comes from. So don't talk about him in a negative light. No, because you believe that you are more Catholic than the Pope. So you love him more than we. But even the Bible says that the child that he loves, he chastises. We should disagree but not be disagreeable. After all, in the end of it all, Shebina make Nigeria better, all of us they fight for, including even the Obi himself. So why should we not discuss and where there are gray areas? Sometimes you see some people who go on TV and say, oh, they disagree with this, and then you see it online, they begin to bash. I said, no. Let us have a consensus and all of us. The important thing is that we are not enemies of each other. Our common enemy is a failed system. If we spend time pushing ourselves aside and then we break our stronghold, at the end of it, the person you are talking about does not achieve power that he's supposed to achieve. What does it pay us? If we continue to divide ourselves. So it is something that at every forum, when I have the opportunity to engage with some people and I let them know that disagreements, that is how I was brought up. My father, the way I'm talking to you is how I talk to my late father, and he's okay with it. Daddy, I don't like the way, why did you do this to my mother, or why did you? And he wants to train you to be courageous enough that even if you love me, be bold enough to query where you believe that I'm wrong. Nobody's an island of knowledge. Obi can make mistake now. So why not? So Nigerians must unlearn that when you love, or they must learn it that when you love people, you should be bold enough to correct them. It is still love. The important thing is let's achieve our goals.